Troy's Everyday Eats brought to you by Motown Spice Provisions, servicing Charlotte area restaurants.
Welcome back to Rising. It is Taco Tuesday, and I'm so excited. Why don't we do this
more often?
You tell me.
I don't know. I was working on it over the weekend. I was like, gosh, we never do Taco Tuesday.
Oh, and I love Taco Tuesday. Here we go.
So we're not going to just do ground beef. We're going to do barbacoa. You know what barbacoa is?
Nah.
Exactly right. It's going to be beef.
Okay.
Carnita is pork. Barbacoa is beef. That's where the word barbecue comes from. Did you know that?
There I learned
there you
my
go.
fun facts for the day.
Professor Chef Troy. All right. So we're going to get this started. We're going to braise this, but we got to sear it first. So I've got oil and season, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Ooh. And you can see the skillet's just now starting to smoke just a little bit, right? So we're going to start, and I'll show you how to get it into the skillet. Now, normally you want to sear it in whatever you're going to braise it in, but we don't have a Dutch oven big enough to fit all the meat. Now, you could do it in batches and take it and put it on the plate, but I will show you that once we sear this, there's all going to be all that good stuff in the bottom where it sticks, and it's called fond. So we're going to get that out with just a little bit of water, and we're going to pour it in there. So we're not going to lose any of that. So nobody freak out. We're not losing any flavor here.
Fond.
No, we're going to use the fond.
Don't lose it, I said.
Lose it. Oh, okay. I was like, come on, stay with me. A little bit of oil, nice hot skillet. Now, here's the thing. Like, the home cook is really going to want to get in here, or not necessarily the home cook, but maybe somebody that just doesn't have a whole lot of experience cooking is going to put this in here and want to immediately turn it. What you want to do is you want to put it in here and immediately leave it alone.
Leave it.
Just don't even worry about it, because you want to get that nice, deep, dark, golden brown color. That's where a lot of the flavor is going to come from.
Okay.
So once we get that all seared off, we're going to put it in the Dutch oven with a little bit of braising liquid. You smell that?
I can't concentrate.
You're going to smell like that the rest of the day, too.
Smell like barbacoa.
All right, so to bring in all the flavors to this, we're gonna add a whole bunch of stuff to our braising liquid. So we're gonna add a little bit of sweet, some pineapple.
Love pineapple in tacos.
Sweet, a little bit of heat. We got some chipotle peppers and the adobo sauce that it came in.
Cool.
So sweet, some heat, and obviously we gotta have some salt, and then some sour, and that's just some vinegar. So that's balanced right there.
That was a Sour Patch commercial. You know, it's a little sour, then sweet.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Kind of like you.
Maybe I stole that. I didn't, really. We're going to flavor it with a little bit of cumin. A lot of bit of cumin, actually.
Yeah, that was a lot.
And a lot of garlic.
Okay.
So this is all going to get pureed up. Now, here's the thing is, you know, even if you measure all this stuff out exactly how the recipe reads on WCCB Charlotte, clicking on the Rising tab, you're still going to need a little bit more liquid. So once we get that in there, we'll use this, and we'll add a little bit of water just to almost cover it. This is Annatto Seeds. It comes from this weird plant in the Caribbean. It's the achote tree. Well, I had a little more information than that. But so,
did you read that in a book today?
Right, yeah, that's definitely professional terms. All right, so that's going to give it a little bit of color, but also going to give it some flavor, some smokiness, a little bit of nuttiness. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take, you can throw this in the blender, but I'm just going to use the immersion blender. We're going to get it all pureed up. When we come back, I still haven't touched the meat.
No.
When we come back, well, I'll show you what that meat looks like, what it's supposed to look like before you flip it. You ready?
Yeah, I smell.
You don't feel like that the rest of the day, I promise.
I am so excited for Taco Tuesday.
All right, first Chef Troy is working on a dish perfect for a Tuesday. Got to do Taco Tuesday, man.
Hey, that's right. And we're working on barbacoa today. So we've got the chuck roast cut up, and we've got it seared in a pan. I don't know if you can see how dark and golden brown that is. So now the pan, we're going to take this out. You can see all the liquid down in there. And we want to make sure we get all those little bits out of there. So I'm going to add a little bit of water to this. We're going to scrape it up. When we come back, I'll show you how to put it together and get the braise started. You got to stay right here. All right.
We are back in the kitchen with Chef Troy here at 7:43, and going into this last break, for folks just joining, heard you say barbacoa. Explain that really quickly.
Barbacoa, it's where the word barbecue comes from, and it's beef.
Okay.
So a lot of people get the carnitas, barbacoa confused. Carnitas pork, barbacoa is beef, and it's usually, you know, braised like we're doing it now. Like when it was first invented, it was over an open fire, but you know, it's been modified along the way. All right, so we seared it, and you can see. I mean, check out the crust. Like on this piece right here. To see it, that's what you're looking for. So we seared it in the iron skillet. But when we pulled it out, I put, just right at the break, I put some water in it, I scraped all of it out. We've got all those drippings in here. You can sear it in this pan, but you're probably going to have to do it in batches. Put a little bit in, and take it out, and then do the rest. And I just feel like it's easier if you have a bigger pan, get it all done at once.
Okay.
But you want all the fat and stuff that came out of there. So this is the sauce that we made. I think I've got a spoon here.
Okay.
So this was that had the pineapple, the chipotle, the garlic, the vinegar, so it's kind of sweet and salty. It's balanced. It's got all the flavors that you're going to need in it. It's not going to be one like pronounced. It won't be sweet. It won't be super hot.
Okay.
So get all that mixed in. So that's going to be the flavor component of our braising liquid.
Okay.
I did add salt, but I did not add pepper, so we got that mixed in there. So the pineapple and
we're starting to get some good smell now.
The Annatto Seeds, those were for color, and also has a slight kind of nutty, almost kind of smoky taste to it. That's not completely necessary if you want to leave those out. All right, so what we're going to do now
is lay these guys in.
We're going to nestle these into the sauce like this. And then the whole key about braising is you don't want to cover it with the liquid. You want to just almost cover it. So it should be somewhat submerged. And depending on how thick your meat is, and or if you do this with
perfectly
chicken,
spaced there.
This is pretty close. Now I will say, when you put it in the oven, now you don't want to lose any of that either. You want to get all that in there. When you put it in the oven, it's going to cook for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, for about at 325 to 350.
Okay.
Now we're going to put just a little bit of water in here, so it just comes up almost to the top.
Okay. But not, like you said, not all the way over it.
Not covered. So then what we want to do is we want to bring us up to a simmer. We'll do that in a little bit. Well, let's go ahead and put the lid on that.
Okay.
And then we're going to put that in the oven.
All right.
And then, so we're going to serve this with a salsa, a little bit of crema. So for the salsa, we're going to do like a burnt tomato or a roasted tomato salsa. So we got this nice hot
smoking skillet.
So we're just going to put these in there. We're going to get some black spots on those. And then when we come back, we'll put the salsa together and have this nice kind of smoky little black.
All right, full recipe, WCCBCharlotte.com. Click the Rising tab. More with Chef Troy.
It is Taco Tuesday. Troy, take it away.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Chef Troy here in the Rising Kitchen. We're working on our barbacoa, and actually, I want to show you this real quick. So we finally got it up to a nice, strong simmer. You can see that beef is in there. The sauce is bubbling away. We're going to put that in the oven, let it finish slow cooking. And we've got the tomatoes charred for the salsa. I'm going to get that cut up. We come back, we're going to put all the components together. We're going to put that crema together. When the boys come in here, we'll see where it's at. Right here.
Well, we got our Taco Tuesday going here, and basically we're going to do the setup for our barbacoa tacos.
Right, so the barbacoa is in the oven. We've seared it. We've put it in with the braising liquid, which had pineapple and chipotle and some vinegar and some other fun stuff. That's in the oven, kind of just ticking away to get it nice and tender. It'll fall apart. And the sauce, actually, the braising liquid that we put in there actually turns into the sauce because it reduces a little bit, mixes with all the fat from the beef, and then you shred it, and it just kind of soaks it all up.
Together, okay.
So I'm going to have you start warming up some tortillas. I like corn tortillas, so that's what I brought.
Okay. You can do flour if you want.
Right. Nice dry pan. You don't want to put any oil or anything in the pan. And I've got it
sticking together
fairly low.
There we go.
Yeah, you could use your hand if you want.
Yeah, it's sticking together a little too much there. Okay. So about 20, 30 seconds on the side?
Yeah, 20, 30 seconds. Then you just want to put in like clean kitchen towel or clean paper towel so it kind of retains some of the heat but lets some of the steam out so it doesn't get too soft. All right, for the salsa, so this is one that I've done ahead of time, and I just pulsed it in a food processor so you can see it's a little more pureed. I'm going to make a chunky one so we can have two different styles here. So, but I definitely do want to add a little bit of fresh garlic to that. And you can call this a salsa, pico de gallo, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to take this. Now, for the thinner one, I left the membrane and seeds and everything in and just pulse it up just so I could be a little sneaky, and if somebody eats it and they go, oh my God, this is so hot. But it's probably not that hot. So I'm going to get this nice and thin. So, and if you want to leave the jalapeno out, that's fine, but there's just something about nice fresh jalapeno that I like. So we'll get that cut up. And then we've got some onion and some lime juice that we'll throw in there as well. Definitely want to season it with some salt and pepper.
Okay.
So have you ever had barbacoa before?
I have not, actually. I didn't even know, honestly, what it was until you started talking about it this morning.
And most people's first experience is usually Chipotle. They're the ones that kind of brought it to the forefront, I guess, in the mainstream. So we're going to put the jalapenos in there. I'm not going to bore you with the onion. I'll get that cut. But I'm just going to take a little bit of lime juice, some fresh lime juice. And the best way to pick out a lime at the grocery store is get one that's smooth. I mean, obviously you can squeeze it and see if it's hard or not. But usually just visually, if you get one that's smooth, has a smooth skin, you don't see all the divots in there.
Okay.
That one's going to be a little more tender.
Oh, nice.
All right, so for the crema, we've got just like a Mexican crema, which is a little thinner than like what we typically would use, like Daisy sour cream or something like that. And we're going to take some cilantro, excuse me, a little bit of cilantro.
And then you're going to pulse this just like you did with the salsa?
We're going to puree this. We want this nice and smooth. We'll see some chunks of things in there, but we'll put a little bit of lime juice in there as well, a little bit of pepper. We'll get that pureed up. And then the only thing we got to do really is just take the barbacoa out and get it all shredded up, and then we'll be able to build our taco. Hey, good morning, everybody. Chef Troy here in the Rising Kitchen. Good stuff out there, Wilson. I can't believe you didn't get Rob on camera out there. All right, so we're putting together our barbacoa tacos. So we've got our corn tortillas. Now, don't be cheap with the tortillas. Just if you're using corn, use two. A little double layer. If you want to put something in between there, that's fine, but you don't really have to. So we're going to start building our, let's see, let's just start with the meat here. So we're going to take, this was the barbacoa. This is the beef chuck that we got that we braised in a liquid with some pineapple and a little bit of chipotle. We're going to put that right there in the center. But you can see that the braising liquid actually turned into the sauce, so it kind of flavors the sauce. It extremely got my mouth watering. So I'm going to put just a little bit of lettuce here on top. Let's see, yes, the cilantro, or the salsa that we made. This is the chunky version. Just some tomatoes that we charred in an iron skillet. We'll get those on top. We'll serve this with a little lime on the side. A little bit of crema that we made that has the cilantro and the lime in it. A little bit of cheese on the top. And I'm going to make about 400 more of these. I'm going to bring to the few to the couch crew so we can give them a taste. We'll be back right here on Rising.
Now let's talk about tacos. It's Taco Tuesday.
I see what you did there. Now be
Troy,
careful.
we could not be more excited for this.
I would definitely eat it over the plate. Okay. You know, there's going to be a little drippage, so just put it right under your face.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I really didn't mean to give you the fork. I really wanted you to just pick it up and eat it.
Trust me, Chef, I'm going that route.
Okay. And you squoze your lime.
I did the right thing.
Okay, I'll do too.
And I'm going to try it like
That meat, though. What is
That meat is so good.
So the meat's the barbacoa, and the braising liquid becomes the sauce. So it's got pineapple and chipotle, so it's kind of sweet and salty and spicy and sour all in the same. So it's really balanced. You didn't believe me when we got started. You were like, I don't think it's going to be any good.
Oh, that...
No, that's what you said.
You are blatantly lying right now. You're just making stuff up.
This is good, Troy.
I was confused. I was confused, Troy, when you started mixing the pineapple in with everything. I was like, but that's my favorite part, and I can actually taste it.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, it's just that little, and then at the end you should get a little bit of heat and stuff.
Yeah.
Very balanced. So if you sear it, and it was a chuck roast, so it's something just readily available. Sear it, and if you want to do it during the day, just throw it in the crock pot. Let it finish.
Oh. This will be on WCCBCharlotte.com. Full recipe. Trust us. This is amazing. I'm waiting till go to break because I want to eat this now. Chef Troy, no! This is mine.
This is good.
Can I have a couple more too?
Yeah.
How many?